Well, well, well. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to Friday. That's right. What a long and exhausting and engaging week we've had. Looks like we are up and running, about to finish tuning our graphics cards. Looks like we're back to our usual 53 and some change and 50 and some change mega hash for our two GPUs that we are mining with. We ran all day today with no issues whatsoever. So I think it's safe to say we are fully back up and running. I did do some work this evening. Going to show you some things I've done. Thanks to Mining Chamber YouTube channel for this suggestion. I have installed Simple Wall, which is a free firewall tool for desktop PCs. This is basically going to block every program from using the internet so that Windows Update or any other kind of software cannot access the internet and do something that would screw up your mining files or mining software. So we have given the miner and TeamViewer access to the internet, and everything else is blocked. So that's hopefully going to create a more secure and more stable system. So that's that. We've also made sure that Windows Defender is disabled, since it does detect crypto mining software as a virus quite often, because it does act like one. So we've made sure that was disabled. And what we've also done, if you'll notice in our system tray here, we are running TeamViewer in the system tray. Now, I will show you. I'm actually filming this video on an old phone. Well, it's not that old. It's a OnePlus 6T, but it is the previous cell phone that I was using. I'm going to show you what TeamViewer is going to enable us to do. Let's see. Well, first off, I'm going to show you Smart Life app here. This allows us to monitor our electric, the current voltage, and the total electric in kilowatt hours. So it looks like we have run about 44.60 kilowatt hours so far in March. So all you have to do is multiply that by the amount your electric company is charging per kilowatt hour, and that will give you your cost of running the mining software, the mining rig. And I'm going to show you what TeamViewer is going to allow. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that software. Show you what TeamViewer is going to allow us to do. So the well, first, real quick, where'd that go? Smart Life. I do want to show you one thing about Smart Life real fast. Now, I want to be careful not to touch it because I don't want to turn my rig off. But since I have the surge protector plugged into a smart plug, I could potentially hit that power button right there, and it would cut the power to my entire rig. And I could press the button again, and it would turn it back on, and it would reestablish power with my rig, which would signal to the BIOS that power has been restored, and it would cause the rig to boot up. So if I ever needed to remotely reboot my rig, that is totally possible right here in the Smart Life software. Now, I also want to show you what is possible with TeamViewer. We're going to go down here to computers, going to log in. And we're going to go to my computers. Now watch this. This is very, very handy. We're going to tap right there. And we are going to tap remote control using password. It's going to give us some general functions. Hit continue. Now what is that we have there? That looks an awful lot like a desktop computer display. I'm going to show you something. Well, first off, there you go. It's showing a session right there in TeamViewer. I want to pull up TeamViewer and show you that what I have done is I have granted myself easy access in TeamViewer so that I don't even have to fool with typing in passwords, basically. I just tap on the computer identifier, and I can at any time check that it's mining. I can hold my finger down and use a cursor. Let's zoom back out a little bit. Hold my finger down and use a cursor. I could come over here and tap and bring the overclock software to the foreground. And if I needed to, I could, if my overclocks and my undervolt settings resets like they are sometimes want to do during a reboot, I can reapply them right here from my cell phone. That is incredibly handy. So there we have it. Now I have access to remotely control my mining rig from my cell phone. So I can reboot, I can manually reboot using the smart plugs. I can manually reset my overclock settings from my phone. We're getting closer and closer to not needing this monitor back here, if you want the truth. And that's the end goal. We don't even want this monitor, we don't want this keyboard, and we don't want this mouse here. We just want the mining rig there, and that's it. That's what our end goal is. Now I do have one more thing to do. I do need to flash the BIOS of this Sapphire Nitro 5700 XT. I have already done that with the XFX. Of course, anyone who follows my channel is going to know I had a lot of trouble out of that puppy there. And so I've already done all of the customizing to the software of that video card. But now this Sapphire Nitro, you know, there's a part of me that doesn't even want to touch anything because that card runs so good and it runs so cool. I've had very few problems out of that card whatsoever, so there's a part of me that doesn't even want to touch any of the software with that card, but I mean, come on now. We have potential to pull another few mega hash out of that card. And we pretty much already know what some pretty decent BIOS settings are for a 5700 XT due to our recent experience with the XFX model. So, you know, we're going to have to mod that BIOS, and we're going to have to tweak those overclock settings on that Sapphire Nitro. But since it runs so cool, I don't think we're going to have any trouble out of it, and we're going to be able to pull a few additional mega hash out of it. And that should boost us to at least 106, maybe even 108 total mega hash, getting closer to that 110 mark. I'd love to get 55 mega hash out of each of these GPUs, but honestly, I'm just happy to have the XFX back up and running again, so, you know, I'm very hesitant to touch any of those settings. I can live with 53 and some change mega hash, because 53 is better than 0. So anyway, it is Friday night, And I believe my wife has some pizza in the oven, so since we have finished up what we need to do tonight, I think I'm going to call it a day. I think I'm going to call it a week. And, just try to have a good weekend. So, I want you guys to do the same. I hope you're having a very blessed evening. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. This is Mike with Cruxfish Mining, signing off. And just one more little peek of this mining software running so smoothly. Something that we no longer take for granted around here. But anyway, you guys have a good one. We will talk to you next time. Cruxfish out.